see where the camera is. Oh, right there.
Welcome to Endurocross 2017, presented by Who's Racing and PJ1. Endurocross is also brought to you by ceremonies, all access, automotive, Hart Attack, AMA Racing, Cycle News, Dirt Rider Magazine, EDC Brakes, Invitational, FFF, Gas, Husqvarna, Kinda Tire, KTM, Motion Pro, Arts Unlimited, ProTaper Handwater, Recluse, Riding Up, Trystan, Pivot Works, Scott Sports, and Timber Sled.
Ontario, welcome to the AMA Endurocross Series, presented by PJ1 and Moose Racing. I'm John Simonovich, joined alongside the lovely Lorette Nickel. Lorette, wow, what a great season we've had. I can't even believe round number 7 already. We're coming to the end.
I know, and already, Ontario, we can hear you. We are so excited to wrap up the series here, round 7. And guys, a little bit of a change. We invited District 37 to come race here tonight. So they have an amateur class, yes, and a pro class. So we are gonna see Big 6 and District 37 riders on the track for the first time here at Endurocross.
Hey, great way to infuse some great riders along some great racing that we're gonna see here. And we have seen all season long, alongside all of our women riders, our vet class riders, Destry Abbott, undefeated all season long. What do you think about that?
Unbelievable.
And then, of course, we have all of our amateur riders that we're going to infuse there as well with some of our District 37 riders, and then, of course, the very talented women here of Endurocross.
For sure. And you know what? I like that segue. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you say? Let's meet tonight's Endurocross Women's Riders! Hi, Colton. Well, it's a good thing that I'm a professional and talked about inviting the women riders, but we have a very, very special guest here. Ladies and gentlemen, Colton Haker. So, as some of you may know, Colton came out to Vegas. He won the first round. You know what? Put in an amazing effort. Unfortunately, suffered a pretty severe elbow injury. So, Colton, take us through what you've been dealing with.
Yeah, you know, it's been a tough series for me. I had to bow out with 3 rounds remaining, but what ended up happening was I got staph infection in my elbow, which got into like a bursa sac, which is a pocket of fluid which provides fluid to your joint, and I had to get surgery to move it. I battled the staph infection for about a month and 3 rounds, second round, third round, and fourth round, and then just ultimately hit my elbow again and just swelled up, couldn't really use it, and we're like, I gotta kind of nip this in the butt and move on, you know? It's more to life than racing. Definitely hold on to your arm. Keeping that is important, so.
Absolutely. Well, we are so excited to see you out here, and we actually have assigned you a couple of different jobs tonight, so tell us what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to be announcing during the main events, the women's main event and the men's main event, and just kind of calling the race with John in the booth and having a little fun, doing a little announcing, stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit, but it should be good.
Can't wait. Can't wait. Colton, thank you so much for coming out and joining us. We will be talking with you in just a little bit.
Right on. Thanks for everyone coming out. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
Colton Haker, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so as we shift gears right now, how about you guys get ready to meet our women of Endurocross?
She has 1 win and podium finishes every round. She is second in the championship. Put your hands together for 496, Casey Martinez! With the X Games gold medal to her name, she took her first win in Boise. Number 68, Tara Geiger. She's currently 4th in points and your 2016 vice champion. Number 31, Morgan Tanky. With 4 wins this season, she is leading the championship points. Your 2016 champion, number 1, Shelby Turner.
All right, Ontario, how about we meet tonight's Super Endurocross riders?
He's on Yamaha, and it's Abbott. He's from California. He's also sponsored by Suspension 101, Thor Racewear, Out Consolation. It's Noah Kettle. Originally from Canada, now living in Simi Valley, California. He's on an SRT off-road, get the tires, all-line goggles, O'Neill Husqvarna. It's Corey Rathunger. From Lake Hughes, California, the SRT off-road, get the tires, 509 goggles, O'Neill Husqvarna. It's written by Kyle Redman. From Garnersville, Nevada, involving the Blonde Heat, ProTaper, Just 100 Seasons, FMF, RPM, Maxxis, ATF. Please welcome Ty Verlaine.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let this rider, Trystan Hart, get his helmet off, and we'll get a word with him as he currently sits second in the points. Trystan, wow, coming off of a privateer ride just in 2016, kind of a new face in the crowd. What did it take all season long to get to this point? Man, sitting in second.
Yeah, it's been an amazing season for sure. I didn't expect this at the start of the year, but I worked my tail off in the off season, and I made it happen through consistency.
Hey, well, second place, sitting really great here for the Team SRT riders. What's it going to take to get through tonight and contain this #2 spot?
Yeah, so tonight I'm not even worried about that. I'm here to get on the podium. I'm going to battle for it and just go out there and have fun.
Well, Ontario, how many Trystan Hart fans do we have? Trystan, I don't know if that was loud enough. Ontario, how many fans do we have here tonight? You're not supposed to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our 2017 Super Endurocross champion, Cody Webb. Ladies and gentlemen, he is running quite the plate right here. #2 lit up. He is your 2017 Super Endurocross champion, Cody Webb. You've gone 5 wins in a row. Tonight could be 6. So, that momentum, how do you put that on that track tonight?
You know, just basically do what I've been doing all year. I'm feeling really good with the bike all season and just really been enjoying myself and having a blast with it. And, you know, my North Plate's lit. I want you guys to be lit tonight. It should be a fantastic show.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. Well, this track, what are your thoughts on it?
The track's actually really fun. It's not super flowy, but it's got some really good things to mix it up. A lot of big hits in the no-joke lane. You guys are going to be in for a thrill. There was a lot of good crashes there this afternoon in practice. So, you know, the no-joke lane is literally no joke once again, and I'm stoked for an exciting night of racing.
Yep, well, it sounds like a perfect way to wrap up the 2017 Endurocross season. So hang tight with us, if you will. Ladies and gentlemen, if you will please rise and remove your hats, and please also take your phones out, turn the flashlight on for the lighting and presentation of the flag by the Endurocross crew. Now, please remain standing for our national anthem, sung by Rhiannon Calmo.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly be streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Gentlemen, thank you to our local sponsor of Law Tigers. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing! Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting our starting gate lined up. This is race number 1, our Super Endurocross qualifier. 15 laps, 15 riders, 5 laps on this track. 1 through 5 move to race number 4. That's the Super Endurocross qualifier.
Thank you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, line up in the gate right now. All of our Super Endurocross Division 1 riders. Line up on the gate right now, the 987 of Cody Miller out of Tucson, Arizona. Right alongside him, the 926 of Spencer Wilton out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Also, the 511 of Richard Larson, going to be riding out of Kearns, Utah, aboard that Husky. And the next rider up going to be riding out of El Cajon, California, the 492 of Dustin McCarthy. Also the 452 out of Pleasanton, California. Put your hands together for Travis Coy. And joining us here for the first time in the 2017 season, riding out of Stevensville, Massachusetts. Put your hands together for the 324 of Gary Sutherland. Also putting in a great ride here all season long, the 200 of Eric Roten. Long alongside him will be the 101 of Austin Scheinmeister. And riding out of Pierre, Arizona, the 44 machine of Ryan Wells. Also the number 35 going to be lined up in the gate out of Phoenix, Arizona. Put your hands together for Mason Ottersberg. And the showstopper, the one certainly going to put you guys on your feet here this evening out of Williamstown, New Jersey, the 27 of Wild Wally Palmer. Riding the Beta Factory machine, the 16, that's going to be Ty Collins. Right alongside him, the number 5 of Quinn Wenzel, the 4 of Jeff Aaron, and the 4X of Jordan Ashburn. That will be your lineup here for tonight's Super Endurocross Division 1 heat race. Board is sideways. There we go, coming to turn number 1, it will be Wild Wally Palmer taking the whole shot. Oh, up the inside. Looks like that's gonna be the 200 of Eric Roten now taking over the lead. Nice move there out of the 27 of Wild Wally Palmer aboard the Team SRT back machine. Oh, Jeff Aaron, Mr. 10-time Trials champion, going down. Here we go, entering into the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Rock Garden is your leader. All right, as these riders complete lap number 1, it will be Wally Palmer leading the way, Eric Roten in the second spot. Here comes Mason Ottersberg, the 35, along with the 16 of Ty Collins. And the newcomer here into the season, it will be the 324 of Gary Sutherland running in the 5th spot. Oh, so it does look like Eric Roten going down here just before the water pit. But look at who it is, the 324 of Gary Sutherland now into that number 3 spot, followed by Mason Ottersberg and the 4X of Ashburn. So we saw him earlier this afternoon, and unfortunately wasn't quite the hot lap session that your leader right now, Wild Wally Palmer, was looking for. But it looks like he put that behind him, and now he leads heat race number 1 with the 16 machine of Ty Collins in second. Very difficult track that we have laid out here for all these riders in each and every one of the classes that you guys are going to see here tonight. And it's no different for any of these pro riders. These are very talented and very well known here around any endurocross track that they ride. And as you can see, each and every one of them having their own difficulties. But the battle out front between Wallace Palmer and the 16 here, the Beta Factory rider of Ty Collins running in second. So Larson, the 101 of Scheinmeister coming together in the wagon wheel. So 1 lap left to go for your leader, Wild Wally Palmer. All right, so about halfway done here for Wild Wally Palmer on the number 27 Team SRT back machine. Here we go, 1 corner left to go. Oh, almost a little mistake there. As the checker drops, it will be Wallace Palmer, followed by Ty Collins and the 35 of Mason Ottersberg in third. Ontario, put your hands together for your winner, Wild Wally Palmer.
Wally Palmer, unbelievable job. Wally, custom parking spot right in front of the podium. Nice work. You just told me that practice has been really rough for you today. How did you put it together on that qualifier?
Shoot, I don't know. I fell probably like 20, 30 times in practice, and somehow I put it together in the race.
Yes, you did. And guys, Wally just wrapped up the East Hare Scrambles Championship. So I just want to congratulate you on that. And we are going to see you moving on tonight.
It's going to be a good night. I'm going to send it no matter what. So the water hole jump is next. It's going to be good. Thanks SRT, Kenda, all my sponsors, Cover and Gab, everybody that helped. It's going to be good. Good night. Enjoy.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Wild Wally Palmer. John.
Thanks, Lorette. All right, as we set the stage, I'll be joined up here on the microphone with my great friend, Chris Johnson. Chris, great to have you in the building tonight to call tonight's racing action for our District 37 race.
What a gosh darn privilege to be here at this end of the microphone. I'm the Big Six announcer, and a lot of my Big Six racing family from District 37 is right here tonight. Can we have a huge cheer from all District 37 family members right now? Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us. John, great job, by the way.
Thank you so much. What a great night we're going to have in store here. We're going to lengthen our program this evening, but I think it's going to make for some really great racing, Chris.
I guess we just have to tighten it up a little bit here in the booth, eh?
Hey, maybe you can tell them who we got on the line right now. I know a number of these guys are your riders.
Ready to go. Number 1, District 37 heavyweight from last year, Ryan Smith from Desert MC. Out of SoCal MC, PDI Racing, the V5, it's William Courtney. From Prairie Dogs, Jonathan Levy on the 156. From BCMC, Tyler Smith on the 162. From Prairie Dogs, out of Santa Ana, California, number 224X, it's Trevor Hunter. From the Prospectors, out of Ridgecrest, it's number 237, Jordan Gamboa. On the number 281, out of Anaheim, California, Desert MC newbie, it's Nick Stover. Prospectors MC from Lakewood, California, number 314, it's Sam Capt. Another BCMC rider. He rides in Arizona a lot, but he's a former district champion, number 363, Ryan Kudla. Also out of Prospectors Camp, the youngster, number 457, Hayden Heinz. Checkers MC entry. It's James Thomas, the hare from last weekend. He'll be on number C19. From Viewfinders MC, the only entry for Viewfinders, number C51 out of Acton, it's Clayton Gardner. Dana Thompson out of Lake Elsinore, California, number X68. And the last, keep your eyes on this youngster out of SoCal MC and Agua Dulce, number C466, Mason Klein.
Well, that's going to be a rundown here for tonight's District 37 Amateur Club Challenge coming at you. All right, Chris, it looks like the stage is set. 30-second board is up, courtesy of the lovely PJ1 girls. Who are you expecting to see win here and/or be in the top 3?
You know,
no pressure, no pressure.
I was watching practice really good. Ryan Smith, the current number 1 District 37 heavyweight champion, he got number 3 in the Nationals last year. But keep your eyes on the 466 of Mason Klein.
Here we go, off and running to turn number 1. It does look like the number 1 in the 62, so Ryan Smith, right alongside him is Tyler Smith. So are they brothers? Is that what we're looking at here, Chris?
No relation. Ryan Smith in the lead right now from Desert MC out of Canyon Hills, California. And he's on a KTM today, usually races on a Yamaha.
Yeah, certainly something totally different from what they're used to in their normal day-to-day and/or weekend racing. What do you think it's going to take for these guys to execute this track flawlessly?
Well, you know, usually most District 37 riders are used to blue.
Oh, so it looks like Ryan Smith going down, unfortunately, coming into oncoming traffic through the rock section. That's going to allow the 457, excuse me, to take over the leads. Hayden
Heinz, he's the son of the District 37 Big Six president of Kurt Heinz, and he's now in the lead. So good job by Hayden Heinz as he's coming across. A slower rider piled up on the interstate there.
Yeah, almost got tangled up there by the lap rider, unfortunately. And again, there is a designated line that these riders are opting to take right there and going to make it difficult, especially when you see a downed rider.
Another prospector on the move going through the woodpile. That's Sam Capp. He's the son of Jeff Cap, former Baja 1,500 champion.
Well, the number 62 looking good. Tyler Smith out of Simi Valley, California, putting in a strong ride right now so far. I haven't seen really any mistakes out of him.
Yeah, he's got Hayden Hines winning his gun sight coming across the finish line right now to the woodpile. And look at this, third place amateur champion from Las Vegas, Jordan Gamboa on the 237, also out of Prospector's Camp.
Yeah, Jordan Gamboa looking good in that third spot, riding out of Ridgecrest, California. But check out our leader here, trying to check out on the rest of the field right now, and he looks good doing so.
Across the finish line, the 466 of Mason Klein, youngster moving up through the pack as Ryan Smith coming back upon him into the woodpile.
Yeah, Tyler Smith actually now in the lead, Chris. As you can see, the 457 unfortunately falling back a spot. That's Hayden Hines. Oh,
SoCal rider Billy Courtney going down in the water pile. He's off to the side. He's kind of knocked the wind out of him over there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like he might be out for the rest of the evening. A little bit banged up, but I'm sure we'll see him. These guys are tough, Chris.
Gamboa now in second, now reeling in on Hayden Hines. Both prospectors. Prospectors, a long-standing District 37 club, all the way back, I believe, 1949.
What does it do for the District 37 riders, and not only that, just riders, but family members, to come out here and be part of such a prestigious event like Endurocross?
You know, one of the biggest things, and it happens at our races too, bragging rights. Bragging rights are huge, and we're going to continue that on a little bit later tonight with the ProTaper running race. Yeah, the ProTaper foot race is certainly an exciting one, and we got to thank Paul Parabinas, the whole ProTaper family, for allowing us to come out here and have some fun and maybe scrape up our elbows a little bit. Good dice going on right now, going across the woodpile. Sam Capp and Trevor Hunter. Trevor Hunter is a nationally acclaimed mountain bike racer on the 224 as he's going across the pod.
Well, your leader, Hines, is in the lead. That's Hayden Hines, the 457, with 1 lap left to go.
Now, is that Ryan Smith back up to second? I believe it is, getting by the other Smith in the pile. And they're both coming across the woodpile. 1 more lap to go.
Yeah, here comes Heights. He just got 2 corners left to go. He's going to enter into this rock section, and this is unlike anything they've ever witnessed, especially out in the desert. What is it for these riders, and what does it take?
Well, you know, we do have one event called Last Stock Standing. A lot of these riders do compete in that, and it is a combination of Desert MC and Hayden Hines takes the win.
That's right, Hayden Hines takes the win, and the battle to the finish line right here looks to be the 363 of Ryan Kudlow, doing a little bit of damage control right there just before the finish line. And that's going to do it here for tonight's District 37 Amateur.
Sam Capp will pull up that 3rd spot on the number 2 as he gets by Jordan Gamboa, who a fair prospector. Now, this story about Ryan Kudlow, he is the current AMA champion in Arizona. Nick Stover going across the finish line on the 281. And Nick is an ISDE medal winner from these last ISDE races.
All right, Ontario, so that's going to do it right there for tonight's District 37 main event. I'm going to send it on down to the podium now for a word with our winner.
Well, guys, a little bit of confusion down here because officially it says Jordan Gamboa won, but Hayden Heinz, we think, crossed the line, finish line first. So we're going to figure that out. But according to our results, Jordan crossed first. So Jordan, a little bit of a surprise. District 37 comes out here to Endurocross for the first time. Man, was your experience everything you hoped it was going to be?
It was a lot of fun. It's cool seeing all the Big Six Grand Prix and the Desert guys all in racing one different discipline. It's really cool.
Now, what was the most difficult part out here?
I think getting through the matrix clean, too, and getting a good start. That always helps.
For sure. Anyone you want to thank?
I want to thank all my people out here, wherever they are. Prospectors MC, IMS, Maxxis Tires, Rhino Power, and Hayden Heinz right here. My guy.
All right, well, officially unofficial, what we have for our District 37 Amateur Club Challenge. In third place, Ryan Kudla. In second, Hayden Heinz. And your winner, Jordan Gamboa. John.
Thanks, Loretta. As we get ready to head on down to the gate right now for tonight's vet main event. All of our 30-plus riders in the gate. Winner will be invited into tonight's LCQ in race number 8. So line up in the gate right now, the 810 of Matthew Cernvag out of Hesperia, California. Right alongside him, the 752. Also out of Hesperia is Cameron Welsh. The 717 machine of Kelly Gajas out of Bakersfield, California, aboard the KTM. Also, we're going to see the 416i machine of Jeff Evans out of San Jose, California. All right, so we'll send it on down to Lorette.
Ladies and gentlemen, our industry recently had to say farewell to an icon, Tom White. Through his work in the motorcycle industry, Tom inspired so many. And as one of Tom's many dear friends and former employees so eloquently said, he taught me to never be afraid to show passion. An overword used to be sure, but Tom was a pure embodiment of it for motorcycles, friends, employees, and most of all, family. Join us in a look back at Tom White's life through his AMA Motorcycle Hall of Fame induction video, narrated by Larry Huffman.
The vision of a man. The vision of a man is not where he stands at moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. The measure of a man is not how often he's knocked down, but how quickly he gets up. The measure of a man is the way he bears up under misfortune. The measure of a man is how he treats someone who will absolutely no good. The measure of a man is not how much he suffers at a test, but how he comes out in the end. The measure of a man is not what he dreams, but what he aspires to be. The dream is something about action, whether the phase succeeds is irrelevant. All that matters is that there is motion in his mind. That alone affects the world. The measure of a man is the lowest who survive the difference of the purpose of his passion to the level of his loyalty and the depth of his devotion. Tom White is a man of accomplishment in every aspect of his life, from his family, to his business, to his friends, and in the sport of motorcycling worldwide. No accomplishment, be it big or small, comes without hard work and sacrifice. For those taxing elements, Tom has been no stranger. Never one to be shy about showing him make things better. He has given his sweat, time, and treasure to make a difference. And a difference he did indeed make in every facet of his life, and in the lives around him. For this, we all owe you a never-ending debt of gratitude, which we pay with the love and respect you so rightfully earn. Now and forever, we thank you, Tom White.
Tom White loved fearlessly and ferociously, and because of that, we are dedicating the Endurocross vet race to Tom White and his family. So gentlemen, let's fire those bikes up for Tom White!
Well, what a truly incredible man, and I would not be surprised if there was a dry eye in this house for the individual that Tom was and everything that he dedicated to our sport. All right, so lined up in the gate right now, our vet main event, Destry Abbott going undefeated here in 2017. Ontario, do you think he can continue his winning streak? 30-second board is sideways, gate set to drop. Oh, got a couple riders stuck, and here we go. Destry Abbott off to a great start with the hole shot. The 752 of Cameron Welsh also right there in the mix. Oh, Destry making a unfamiliar mistake right there, unfortunately, as a rider goes down right next to him. Looks like the 209 of David Sturm out in the lead right now. As 8 of Destry Abbott now in second, the 752 of Welsh riding in that third spot. Oh, good battle. David Sturm pushing him outside. Here we go. Destry up the inside. Gonna take over the position and now lead. Lap number 1 is the number 8 of Destry Abbott. So Abbott, Sturm, here comes Welsh up the inside through the fire pit, gonna close the door, and now takes over that number 2 spot. Oh, Sturm going down. Here we go, Welsh getting a little bit hung up. But check out your leader, Destry Abbott, checking out on the rest of the field. What a great afternoon. Yesterday evening, at the Destry Abbott training class, I had an opportunity to sit in and actually ride the course. These individuals make this track look so easy, as if they're floating, which is obviously not the case. Some of the hardest racing I've ever endured and or even rode around was right here at Endurocross. So you guys are in for a real treat right here, especially with the number 8, the legend himself, Destry Abbott, leading the way. So it looks like this. It's going to be Abbott, Welsh, Dan Hayakawa now going to take over that number 2 spot, actually, as he enters into the matrix. So Dan Hayakawa consistently always up in the top spot. Actually a rider for the DAH Strong team, and certainly one of those riders that knows a lot and or about Destry Abbott and his capabilities here each and every time he hits the track. Oh, so Cliff Thomas out of Oak Hills, California, looking good. That's the M1X. Won the Barstow to Vegas in '86. So that'll kind of give you an idea of his age and where he's at and his capabilities on a motorcycle. And he's no stranger to a track, that's for sure. So he's getting a little bit hung up there as the M1X of Cliff Thomas through the firewood. But again, a lot of these guys have never even ridden Endurocross track. Maybe something very similar. But again, very trying times right here on any Endurocross track that we visit through 2017. As you see the spotlight on our leader now, Destry Abbott. So we got a little bit of a traffic jam, and anybody that lives in California knows the 405, probably knows the 91. That's what the matrix looks like right about now. So the 717 machine of Kelly Gelhaas out of Bakersfield, California, going down there through the wagon wheel. So it's Abbott, Hayakawa, and David Sturm in your top 3. Here we go, one last trip through the water pit now for your leader. Here he comes. Ontario, put your hands together for your winner and undefeated in 2017, Destry Abbott. All right, some great racing right here for our vet main event. A big congratulations going down to Destry Abbott as we get ready to send it to the podium for a word with Lorette Nichols.
Well, John, as you can imagine, hi, Destry, hold on for just a second. As you can imagine, there is so much excitement going on the floor right now. So I'm gonna give the riders just a second to catch their breath. And Brent Bartoli from Law Tigers is here. And thank you so much for being a sponsor of Endurocross. What would you like everyone to know about Law Tigers?
Well, we are America's motorcycle attorneys, and I'm glad to be here tonight. I don't always do this, but when I do, I usually mess it up. So like my wife says, I am the most dysfunctional man in the world. I also wanted to say thank you all for coming out here and supporting the sport. The final Endurocross race of the season, powered by Law Tigers, motorcycle attorneys, as well as all the dealers and the relationships that we have. We can't do it without you. And I also wanted to thank one of my most recent partners, Eric at Jiffy Tune. If you guys out there are looking for Southern California's best tuner, EFI carbureted specialist, if all you're lacking is a little bit of horsepower to clutch that checkered flag, go see Eric at Jiffy Tune at www.jiffytune.com.
Okay, Brent Bartoli from Law Tigers. So stay up here on the podium with us and let's scoot in a little bit. We have our vets podium up here. Ladies and gentlemen, number 8, your vet champion, Destry Abbott! Unbelievable story as Destry Abbott has gone undefeated this Endurocross season. And guys, as both cancer warriors, Destry and I, it means a lot that that was dedicated to Tom White. Love Tom White. Destry, your battle is still ongoing.
Yeah, it's ongoing. I actually did chemo last week, so a little depleted. I wanted to race the pro class tonight, but I'm just not feeling it. But Tom White, I got a little emotional watching the video. I'm like, okay, settle down, you're getting ready to race. But he was a huge enthusiast and someone I loved and admired. And you know, I dedicate this to Johnny Ringo. He's here, someone who's had a fight himself right now. And you know, I'm just blessed. Thank you guys for your support. Pervine's the 8 team. Ron Pervine's our owner, Recluse, FMF, my wife, my daughter, my family's here, my son, my dad. So it was an amazing night, and doing this in California and being undefeated was pretty cool.
Pretty cool. And what happened in the Matrix? What did you do?
I'm just getting old and I brain fart what's coming up, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I did. I've been riding well, and I'm like, come on, what are you doing? But I put it together, and I'm having fun. So I'm blessed to be here, and thank you guys for everything you do for our family and our D8 Strong. We got Dylan here who's fighting cancer and trying to give back everything we can with our foundation now. So thank you guys.
All right, well, it makes that deal much sweeter having your very best good friend up here, Dan Hayakawa. So gentlemen, hold those trophies up for our Endurocross vet class. In 3rd place, David Sturm. In 2nd, Dan Hayakawa. And your winner and champion, Destry Abbott.
Racetech Gold Valves. Do you want the factory level, championship proven suspension? Racetech Gold Valves improve flow, providing a plush feel and drastically increased bottoming resistance. Join the family at RT Rippers at racetech.com and expect to be impressed. Racetech.
Go ahead. Well, we wrapped that up just a little bit too early, so let me come in here. Eric Kudla from the AMA to present Destry Abbott with the #1 plate.
Absolutely. So on behalf of the AMA, as the AMA Off-Road Racing Manager, I would like to present you, Destry Abbott, with the #1 national championship for the Vet 35 Plus class here in Endurocross in Ontario. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, selfie.
Okay, here we go as we set the stage for tonight's Amateur Open race number 4. Lined up in the gate, the 976 out of Kearns, Utah will be Josh Greco. Alongside him, the 423 out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Cole Wilton. And the 210, the factory mechanic to Colton Haker. Put your hands together for Josh Shecker. Right out of Simi Valley, California, the 162 of Tyler Smith lined up in the gate. Alongside him, the 143 of Andrew Swoza. And the 116, another familiar face in the crowd, Alec Perinard. And riding out of Flower Mount, Texas, the 94 machine of Carter York. And out of Johnson Valley, California, put your hands together for the 72 of Justin Lineweber. Out of Coldwell, Idaho, the 57 of David Camo, the 21 of Kevin Dupuis, Gabe Elias, and Shelby Turner. Off and running into turn number 1. Here we go, so Greco gonna get their early start here and the whole shot in tonight's Amateur Open. Here we go, looks like the 21 trying to get into the mix. That's gonna be Kevin Dupuis. So the 976 of Josh Greco leading the way, followed in by the 21 of Dupuis. And the 162 right in the mix. That's going to be Tyler Smith doing a little double duty tonight. So what we're going to see is a number of riders actually riding multiple classes. So it's the opportunity for them to get familiarized with the track. Again, the track will disintegrate as the night goes on, but more of an opportunity for them to learn and adapt to the track as it goes on through the evening. So again, your leader, Greco, Dupuis, the 162 of Smith running in third. Here we go, Dupuis looking outside. Oh, squaring up the outside. Coming up through this rhythm section here in the center of the track is Dupuis in second. Another rider to keep your eye on is the number 1, your current points leader in the women's division, Shelby Turner, who currently sits in 7th. So a little mistake there out of Dupuis. Unfortunately, that's going to allow the 62 of Smith now to get around him and allow Greco to stretch that lead out here in tonight's Amateur Open. So Greco looking good as he comes through the wagon wheel, up and over the rhythm section. Here comes Dupuis now running in second as Smith is in third. And look at who it is, the 57 machine of David Camo coming off of a win in Idaho just a few short weeks ago. There he goes, Camo now into that number 2 spot as Dupuis unfortunately has some trouble in the Rocky Mountain Rock Garden. So again, David Camo coming off of a win in Nampa just a few short weeks ago, so certainly familiar with that top spot on the podium. But will there be enough time for him to catch our leader, Josh Greco? So about a full section ahead is Greco over the 57. Here comes Dupuis in third as the 162 sitting in fourth. That's going to be Smith. So not quite the evening that Turner was looking for, as at round 5 in Phoenix, Arizona, Turner actually won the Amateur Open class. So again, not a familiar sight here this evening for Turner as she struggles a little bit in tonight's Amateur Open. So 1 lap left to go for your leader, the 976 of Josh Greco riding out of Kearns, Utah. So a very accomplished Greco, as he's a mini cycle championship as well. and very familiar with that winning spot. We've seen Greco at about a handful of the rounds through the season as he has one corner left to go and will take the checkered flag. Ontario, put your hands together for your winner, Josh Greco. Coming across in second will be David Camo, and then the number 21 of Kevin Dupuis. All right, as the great racing continues on with our Amateur Open, we'll send it on down to the podium for a word with our winners.
John, thank you so much. As we are calculating the points for the Amateur Main Championship, we wanted to bring up 8-time National Enduro Champion, Dick Burleson. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for DB. DB, it is an honor to have you out here. I understand that you did Destry Abbott's Endurocross school last night, so when are we going to see you compete in the vets class?
Well, you know, you talked earlier about this being a great family sport. Well, so my son and I, we took the riding school last night from Destry and his son, and Destry won the vet class. So, you know, I think I'm going to have to go to Phoenix for a little bit, and because I really struggled in the matrix there. But and you can see it's tough, but you know, this is really fun. It's like a condensed. I rode enduros for a long time. So you can kind of take a whole day's worth of enduro and condense it into 5 minutes. And that's what this is like. You're working really hard, and it's very technically difficult. And you got to keep your momentum up. And I mean, it's tough, but it was really fun. We had a great time.
Absolutely. So do you want to tell everybody what you've been up to lately?
Well, I've been with Moose Racing for 25 years now, and we travel around. We got our semi out here. We'll go around. We'll do the Supercross events, and you know, at this stage of the game, I can kind of pick and choose where I want to go. So if I'm going to go to a race, I want to race it. So chances are I may have to race one of these days. Yeah.
Well, I cannot wait, and DB, I'm going to hold you to that. Thank you so much for coming out and joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, Dick Burleson. DB, thank you.
Thanks a lot. My pleasure. I had a lot of fun.
All right, well, hang up here with us on the podium, okay? Josh Greco, come on, come here. Let's talk about that. How are you? Not his first time on the podium for the Amateur Main, and let's bring you guys all up here. Josh, unbelievable. There is so much chaos and mayhem on this track tonight.
Oh yeah, it's a high-speed track. There's a few sections that are catching people up real good. So basically, when I caught up to the crowd, I'm just like, okay, find a clear line and stay up.
Okay, and the beard and the mustache is looking real fine.
Yeah, I had to curl it for the finals.
Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank all my sponsors: Strict Gear, Just One Helmets, Recluse Clutch, Moto Tape, No Toil, Moto C, Tamer Hole Shots. Been getting me hole shots all season. Atlas Brace, CD Boots. The list goes on and on.
Okay, Josh Greco, congratulations on your win. I'm going to move out of the way so we can get a championship photo. DB, scoot in there, get in there, for our Amateur Main. In third place, Kevin Dupuis. In second, David Camo. And your winner, Josh Greco. But don't go anywhere because we are about to crown our amateur champion. Okay, so we'll get one more photo for the amateur main. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to announce Kevin Dupuis as the amateur main champion. So, Eric, if we can bring you on in.
All right, so once again, on behalf of the AMA, as the AMA Off-Road Racing Manager, I would like to present you, Kevin Dupuis, with the national #1 plate for the Amateur Open class. Congratulations. There you go, man. Good ride.
Kevin, anything you'd like to add?
I would like to thank all the guys who show up all year to race, great race cars, and all my sponsors, my wife. Yeah.
It's a little overwhelming when English isn't your first language and you take your #1 plate. So happy for you. Congratulations. You have done it. You are our amateur main champion for 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Dupuis. John, back up to you.
All right, lining up in the gate right now, the Super Endurocross Consolation #1. Line up in the gate, the 200 of Eric Roten aboard the Yamaha. Alongside him, the 4X of Ashburn aboard the Beta. Also, we're going to see the number 35 of Mason Ottersberg aboard the Yamaha, and the 16 of Ty Collins. The 27 will be joining us, Wild Wally Palmer, with the number 80 of Juan Paul Seguro. That's Mr. JS right there. Also the 696, the Gas Factory machine of Noah Keppel, the 7 of Kyle Redmond, Cooper Abbott also aboard the 120, and Trystan Hart, your current second place rider in the points, aboard the number 84 Husqvarna machine. Also alongside him, the 118 of Corey Graffunder, the 14 of Ty Tremaine aboard the RPM KTM, and your 2017 current points leader. Put your hands together for Cody Webb. So that'll be a rundown here for consolation race #1. Race number 5 with the 32nd board sideways, the gate set to drop. Here we go into turn #1. And who other than Cody Webb taking the whole shot. Here we go, Ty Tremaine in second, followed him by the 84 of Trystan Hart. So those two riders have been doing battle all season long and fighting for those valuable points in the championship. But look at who it is, Cody Webb, followed him by Tremaine and the 35 of Mason Ottersberg in third. Wow, some new moves here out of Cody Webb as he jumps into the water pit. Here comes Tremaine, Ottersberg in third, the 118 of Graffunder in fourth, and the 120 of Cooper Abbott looking up the inside and makes over the move just before the matrix. Look at that, from fifth to third for Cooper Abbott. So Cooper looking strong here tonight. Could it be the night that we see Cooper Abbott on the podium for the first time in 2017 and first time for his young pro career as he currently sits in third? Mason Ottersberg looking strong here, holding down the fourth spot. Here comes the 84 of Trystan Hart and the Team SRT machines of Hart, Graffunder, and Redmond, all right there. So you can see different line choices here out of all of our riders as Webb decimating the rest of the field right now as he comes through the firewood. Here comes Tremaine over the finish line. So it's Webb, Tremaine, Abbott, Ottersberg, and the 84 of Trystan Hart in your top 5. Oh! So Noah Keppel coming in hot here just before the finish line, and unfortunately takes a little dirt sample in the sand. So 1 lap left to go for your leader, the FMF Red Bull Factory KTM of Cody Webb. So Tremaine coming across in second. And here comes Cooper Abbott and Trystan Hart. So with this group of riders, we will take 12 riders to tonight's bracket race. Coming across the finish line now and taking home the win. Put your hands together for Cody Webb. Trystan Hart coming across and going down in the rocks, unfortunately, so it will look like this. Cody Webb, Ty Tremaine, and rounding out that final third spot will go to Cooper Abbott. Ontario, how about you make some noise for Cody Webb?
Thanks, John. Well, Cody was obviously down here because, you know, you won and that's what you do. I asked you how the track is holding up and how do you feel about it?
You know, the track's definitely really fun, really tight tonight, and not a lot of room to get any flow going. But, you know, it's kind of sandy base. You can't really tell on the stands, but you know, in the Matrix, it's getting really chewed out from other ones getting stuck, and it's not easy right now. It's hard to really get a flow going, and definitely I was pumping up there. So 15 laps going to be pretty tough. 14 laps, sorry, but.
Sure. Absolutely, but what a great way to end your series on a high note.
Yeah, you know, that's what we want to do. I've just wanted to come here and do every race like I've done all year, and you know, I've really been enjoying myself and making the best of it. And it's always nice when you're standing at the top of the podium every weekend, but you know, all the young guys are coming after me. I got the target on my back, so I'm doing everything I can to keep them behind me, and we'll see how it goes in the main.
For sure, those young guns, pretty heavy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Cody Webb. Thanks, Cody. John.
The Trial Cross, sponsored by Gas Gas.
What a great segue from Cody Webb, a past Trials rider and champion himself, as we get ready for tonight's Trials Cross main event, race number 6. The 521 machine of Anthony Johnson lined up in the gate. Right alongside him, we will see the 511 of Richard Larson. Also the 311 of Kyle Larson, and the 127 of Coleman Johnson out of Rathdrum, Idaho, only 12 years of age. Also the 111 machine of Ryan Riverbaugh out of Wonder Lake, Illinois, with the 70 of Caden Jenkins lined up in the gate as well. And our final two riders, the 56 machine of Cole Collins out of Riverside, California, with Lior Albez aboard the 24 machine, also out of Riverside, California, into turn number 1. So familiar position here for the 521 of Anthony Johnson, riding out of Rathdrum, Idaho, taking the early lead as he's exit the Matrix. So the two brothers, Anthony Johnson and Coleman Johnson, the youngsters here in our field. So Anthony only 15 years of age, and his brother Coleman, 12 years of age. So the youngest rider in our field is Coleman, putting the charge here tonight in the night's Trials Cross main event. So not quite the roar, the rumble that we've heard all night long, but nonetheless a very talented group of riders that we're seeing out on the course here, and a very technical track here for any of these bikes and or riders trying to maneuver through here in Ontario. So Johnson looking great here as he comes through the matrix. So it's going to be Larson, followed by the 5'11" of Richard Larson in third, and the 70 machine of Jenkins running in your top 4. And your top 5 will belong to Ryan Riverberg out of Wonder Lake, Illinois here aboard that Beta, only 19 years of age. Oh, so 2 riders going down, one on either side in the fire pit and the other in the matrix. And again, the whole idea for a number of these riders is to not take their feet off, right? It's a balancing game. It's about maneuvering and being one with the bike, kind of allowing it to ride freely underneath you. And you'll see a lot of these guys will actually not touch their feet on the ground at all throughout the race, which is very talented and very difficult here for each and every one of these riders. Obviously, another rider that we see very familiar in the trials family would be Mr. 10-time himself, Jeff Aaron, who we will be seeing a little bit later on in our schedule. So Jeff Aaron, actually the brand ambassador for Gas, and has taken the reins there, so to speak, and hired Juan Paul Seguro to come over here to the States and race for them, along with Noah Keppel, who we just saw. And what a great field of riders there underneath that Gas tent, and a number of Gas machines out here right now. So here goes Johnson leading the way, followed in by the 311 machine, and that's going to be Kyle Larson with Richard Larson in the number 3 spot. Jenkins in 4th, and Collins, they're going to be in our top 5 with Riverborn in 6th, and Elbez in your 7th, and Johnson rounding out your top 8. Good battle right here coming through the rocks. So the door closes, Larson looking up the inside. Unfortunately, not going to be able to hold on to it as Johnson takes the white flag. 1 lap left to go in tonight's Trials Cross main event. That's right, Ontario. You guys can make some noise. These riders can hear you. Again, one of the youngest riders in the field leading it right now, the 521, and actually doubling through that section. Haven't actually seen that on a trials bike here all night long. So great run here out of Anthony Johnson, the 521, as he enters into the Rocky Mountain Rock Garden. Oh, so we got a rider going down right here in front. So no problem for your leader with 1 corner to go. Make some noise, Ontario, for your winner, Anthony Johnson.
Since 1973, FMM has been about building more riding motorcycles. More power, more wins, more fun. For 39 years, we've been going to our schools, building our factory, engineering and manufacturing the world's finest performance results. Innovation in American craftsmanship makes FMM today's leader in performance.
Nope, I'm not that good. We don't drink bike, let's do it.
So big congratulations going out to our winner, Anthony Johnson, as we have Lorette on the podium for a word with our winner.
Thank you, John. Anthony, let's come on up here so we can see you. And gentlemen, if you'll come up a little bit closer. Anthony comes over to the podium and I said, "Hi, how was it?" He said, "It was so much fun." I said, "How many wins is that?" "I don't know. That's how good he is." And his competitor was razzing him a little bit. "Maybe you should step up to the big bike next year." Is that a possibility?
Oh yeah, definitely next year I'll be stepping up to the big bike.
Okay. Well, who do you want to thank?
I'd like to thank Fly Racing, V-Rubber, and my mom and dad.
Perfect. I think you did a splendid job. Gentlemen, hold up those trophies. This is our Trials Cross podium. In third place, Kyle Larson. In second, Richard Larson. And your winner, Anthony Johnson. Great job, guys. John.
That's right. Amateur B main event lined up in the gate right now. The 881 machine of Evan Fischer out of Surprise, Arizona. The 357 of Jared Proser. The 321V of Eric Shetler. And the 280 of Clayton Rayonda. Also in the gate right now, the 260 of Matthew Temple out of Ramona, California. The 247 of Jeremy Morose out of Acton, California. Alongside him will be the 212 of Kyle Hutchinson out of Fountainville Hills, Arizona. The 88 of Dan Hawakawa. The 77 of Michael Space. The 55 of James Flynn, Kyle Heimer, and Bo Law. Off and running into turn number 1. And look who it is, the 88 of Dan Hawakawa, off to a great start. Kawa looking up the inside, unfortunately. For who at that moment with the 280 of Clayton Rayonda runs into some trouble, but look at Dan Hawakawa out to the early lead. Here comes the 357 of Jared Proser running in that second spot. With the 260 of Matthew Temple running in your third spot. So Dan Hawakawa going to lead us around lap number 1 as a 357 of Proser comes across. There goes the 260 of Matthew Maple coming across in third spot. And here comes the number 55 with a hard charge. That's going to be James Flynn out of Gilbert, Arizona. But Hawakawa doing double duty here tonight. We saw him in tonight's vet main event. And here he goes trying to put in some work in tonight's Amateur Open B main event aboard the D8 Strong back Husqvarna machine. So the 55 looked to be running in that second spot. That's going to be James Flynn, the Rock Stars Motorcycle Club rider. So Hawakawa looking strong through the rhythm section. Going to make that hard right corner and head into the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Rock Garden. Through the water pit is Dan Hawakawa. Here comes the 357 of Jared Proser running in second. The 18 coming on strong here midway through the moto. That's Kyle Heimer, run out of Globe, Arizona, aboard that Yamaha. Oh, so Dan Hawakawa running into some problems here as he enters into the matrix. So he will relinquish the lead here to a number of riders. So it looks like the 18 machine of Kyle Heimer now trying to run away with this moto win. Oh, so a little traffic jam here as they exit out of the rock garden. So this is going to hang up a number of riders here that are vying for that top spot. So as the white flag drops, 1 lap left to go. Let's see if Dan Hawakawa can make some moves and put a charge up to the front. So the 357 of Procer looking strong out front. Slow and steady for your leader. Here comes Hawakawa now moving into that number 3 spot as the 8X of Kyle Heimer. So the 18 running into that number 2 spot. The 88 of Dan Hawakawa in 3rd, and the 55 machine of James Flynn on the charge. So 1 corner left to go. Ontario, make some noise for Jared Procer taking home tonight's Amateur Open B main event. All right, a big congratulations going out to our winner. I'm going to send it on down to the podium now for a word.
Well, there is some conversations going on the podium right now, but our winner, Jared Procer, this is his first full year in Endurocross, his 3rd race, but his first win in the amateur B main. Jared, unbelievable job. How did you put it all together?
I just tried staying consistent, not going down, and just keep the bike upright.
Yeah, but how do you ride consistently out here?
You just stay upright.
Easier said than done for some people, I think. Well, anyone you want to thank, Jared?
I'd like to thank Eric at Grand Mesa Motorsports out of Montrose, Colorado. He helps me with pretty much everything dirt bike related.
Okay. Nice work. Congratulations. I'm going to get out of the way. The amateur B main. In 3rd place, Dan Hawakawa. In 2nd, James Flynn. And your winner, Jared Procer. Nice work, guys. Hi, Chris. Well, that sound means the ProTaper foot racers, oh, we got some littles in here, are on the track. Now, are you runners ready? All right, we are going to keep it clean, and I am going to turn the mic over to Chris. Here you go.
There we go. Thanks, Leanne. Hey, great job, but everybody, these are District 37 running competitors. ProTaper, away they go. On the inside, Jet Lessing, Kai Hunter next to him. Max Heinz in the 3rd spot. James Clark next to him. James Clark on the inside. Max Heinz now takes over the lead. On the inside, Clayton Roberts working on Max Heinz. Max Heinz still in the lead. The one with the skirt out of Prospectors MC. The youngsters, Kai Hunter, Dustin Davis, and up through the middle, look at the long hair of Jet Lessing as Clayton Roberts now takes over the lead from Checkers MC. Max Heinz now starting to tire a little bit. And look at the tribe in this mix here, taking a breath. Jet Lessing dives on the inside and passes a whole bunch. Max Heinz dicing it up. Clayton Roberts takes the win. Checkers MC takes the win. Now, how much fun was that, everybody? Great job by Max Heinz, but Clayton Roberts takes the win.
Chris Johnson, thank you so very much. Chris Johnson from District 37, ladies and gentlemen. Winner. Unbelievable job. That was terrific. Man, you really have a set of legs there. How difficult was this?
Oh man, that was so much fun. That was so challenging. My legs started feeling like they were gonna give out.
No kidding. Well, for all of our ProTaper foot racers, ladies, gentlemen, you all get to keep the ProTaper handlebars. Congratulations. Thank you so much for running with us. Unbelievable job. That was awesome. Take a deep breath. A lot of work just went into that race. So, ladies and gentlemen, that leads us into intermission. We have about 15 minutes, so if you want to get up, stretch your legs, get a drink, get some Endurocross merchandise. We will have 2 of our Endurocross riders on the track walking us through what they're experiencing, so don't go too far.
I'm Max Gersten, and I'm out here with Dirt Rider Magazine, going over some suspension tips on an Endurocross track out here at Area 15. All right, so here we are at the first obstacle of my Endurocross track. It's a big log. Before I get into it, I want to go over some sag stuff because I'm not going to change the sag from section to section. As far as sag is concerned, you want to develop a sag setting that works for you. I know a lot of guys that run a little bit higher. I know some guys that run a little bit lower. Me personally, I go a little bit lower than what would be considered a medium setting. So I probably run my sag right around like 108 millimeters or so. That just seems to be what works well for me on my 350 beta. So you're gonna wanna set it, you're gonna get used to it, and you're gonna wanna leave it. You usually aren't gonna wanna change that from track to track or obstacle to obstacle. And the reason is because it'll probably just make you go backwards. You really just want to learn how to ride with it and get used to it, and that's what's gonna be the best thing for you for sag. Now, the most important suspension setup tip for a big log like this is gonna be compression. The reason is we have minimal dirt in front of the log here, so that's gonna put a lot of pressure on our forks and our shock when we come up over it. So we want a firm setup. Not super, super stiff, but not plush. We definitely don't want it plush because when we hit that log, we're gonna be coming in at speed and we want that bike to be able to absorb it how it's supposed to and not travel all the way through the stroke and then deflect us left, right, up, down after the log. In this case, that whole theory is amplified because we have rocks afterwards. So we really want to come off the backside of this log with a balanced chassis, because if not, then we're going into a nasty rocks without a balanced chassis. I mean, that's just not what you want. So you want it to be firm, come up and over, and then so you can get back on the gas or be balanced. So you want the first 4 inches nice and soft like always, and then after that, you want to firm it up nice and quick so that you can stay balanced coming over a log like this. So up next here, we got this huge double. Take off right here and land on those tires. And what makes this situation a little bit more complicated is we have a really short run up. With that being said, we're gonna want kind of a firmer compression for the face of the jump so we don't blow this through the stroke. And because this jump has a log on top with a little bit of a kicker, that's gonna make rebound very important as well, because we don't want it to be too fast and we don't want it to be too slow. So backing up a little bit, compression wise, if our suspension is too soft coming up the face of this, we're gonna travel through the stroke and we're gonna go through the jump, not over it. And that's not what we want. So you want it to be firm so it stays up in the stroke, so it transfers that energy up and out. For the log at the top, like I was saying, rebound is gonna be really important, because if the rebound is too fast, it's gonna kick us up and over the handlebars like that, and nobody likes that. And if it's too slow, we're gonna kind of overcompensate for it naturally, and it's gonna kind of kick us up like Larry like this. You don't wanna be Larry. So you gotta find that happy medium where it stays up in the stroke and the rebound just pops you just enough so you get a nice even chassis over the whole jump, and you hopefully downside the backside of those tires nice and smooth. All right, here we are. We're over here at the firewood pit. This is probably the nastiest section on an Endurocross track. The reason being, you got round logs, short logs, fat logs, skinny logs, every kind of log you can imagine. Some are square, some are round, and every single one of them wants to throw you on your head. So with this, Contrasting the last two obstacles, we really want our suspension really soft for this. I know it sounds crazy all on the same track, but that's just how it is. When you come through the firewood, there's so many different angles and so much going on that you want your bike to pretty much just plow right through it. Now, when I say plow right through it, I don't necessarily mean sink all the way in, but you want it to kind of just soak up anything that you're throwing at it. So a soft compression matched with a little bit quicker rebound to get those tires back on the ground and stay in the initial part of the stroke is very, very important here. What we have here is a rock pivot turn. This is a left-hander. We come in, pivot, and then exit the rocks going that way. What's really important here is that we weight that rear end. The reason being is we have a lot of loose, sketchy, slippery rocks, and we really want to weight that rear end coming out. Now what we're going to do that is we're going to lower our forks and our triple clamps, which is going to raise the front end just a little bit, and we're also going to soften up our high-speed compression. What that's going to do is it's basically just going to transfer the weight of the motorcycle that's already there onto the rear tire just a little bit more, and it's also going to give us a little bit lower seat height, which is going to be a little bit easier to stick your foot out just so you have something to pivot around. Here we have the matrix. In the video, you're gonna see that I was just doubling these two logs right here. The reason is because I didn't have a whole matrix set up yet, so I'm kind of in the process of working on that. But we can still kind of demonstrate how to properly double this. We can also demonstrate how to ride over this if there was logs before it and after it, like a true matrix would be. Two key factors on this for a matrix on bike setup is high-speed compression on the shock and the tightness of your steering stem. I run mine a little bit tighter just so that if it's on a stand, it's just tight enough so that the bars don't fall when you turn them to the side and let go. The reason is it's going to keep your front end from wanting to knife to the left and to the right when you hit these logs, because no matter what you're going to do, you're not going to be able to hit these things square on. Even if you do hit them square on, your bike is still going to want to turn and knife on you. So a little bit tighter steering stem is going to help a lot more than you might even think it would. Along with that, high-speed compression. The high-speed compression is going to be more along the lines of like once you get a little bit more advanced in the matrix and maybe start doubling them. The reason is when you hit this log to either double it or just wheel into the next one, you don't want your shock to travel too far through the stroke. If it goes too far through the stroke, it wants to hang up on that log and it soaks up all your energy, so it's going to be harder to get over that next log. So you want actually a little bit stiffer high-speed compression. All right guys, so here we have a laid down rock section with different sized rocks. Some are moving, some are not. We have rocks everything from this size right here all the way up to something bigger like this that's not going to move on you. With that being said, really important factors is going to be suspension plushness. You want to go for plushness here. High-speed compression on the shock and regular compression on the forks with a little bit quicker rebound is going to be key. And the reason is because you want that shock to move, but with rebound, you want a quicker rebound so it will come back and stay in the soft part of the stroke. That's going to help transfer the energy to the rear tire so you get traction. It's also going to help not transfer the energy all the way up through the bike and into your seat or into your foot pegs so you're not getting kicked around the whole time. You can also lower your forks and your triple clamps a little bit. That's just going to take some of the weight off the front end. It's going to make it a little bit easier to steer and put your front end where you want in these rocks. Here we have laid down tractor tires. Now, don't even try to set your suspension up for these because they are so inconsistent. With that, you might say, well, you said that the firewood was this inconsistent too. Well, you're right, but with the firewood, at least we have a direction. With the firewood, you're always gonna want something that's really soft just to soak up all the edges. With these, some might be squishy like this, and some might be stiff like this. So you could literally go from needing stiff suspension to needing soft suspension or vice versa. These things are so inconsistent. Sometimes they'll poke you up like Larry Loop Out. Sometimes they'll throw you right over the bars. I don't know what to tell you. Don't set your suspension up for these. Just try to get used to them and do the best you can. What we have here is a descending and ascending rock section. These are all large boulders with a lot of big holes in between them. And all the rocks have really bad, really crazy angles with a lot of weird, sharp edges. So they're solid, yet still pretty unpredictable. When you're coming down the hill, one of the most important things is going to be your fork height and compression. The reason is you're going to want to lower your forks a little bit and your triple clamps because that's going to make your front tire less prone to dropping into a hole and going over the handlebars. Along with that, a little bit tighter stem, once again, is going to help because it's just going to help deaden all those sharp angles just a little bit, and it's going to take the edge off. Going back up, this is gonna place importance back on the rear shock. And the reason is because we wanna make sure that all the energy from that motor that we're putting to that rear tire goes to the rear tire and sticks to these rocks and pushes us forward, up, and out of this rock section. Now, what you're gonna wanna do with your shock is you're gonna wanna leave your high speed where it is, and then you're gonna wanna soften up your low speed a little bit. What that is gonna do is it's going to soften up the shock just enough to take the edge off a lot of these sharp angles and transfer that energy, but it's also not gonna let the shock ride too low where we're in the stiff part of the stroke, since we're gonna be weighting that rear tire because we're going up and out. All right, guys, well, wrapping things up here. I know a lot of this information can be overwhelming and a bit intimidating. I know it might seem a little ridiculous because you're not gonna change your suspension from section to section to section of an Endurocross track, but what you can do and what I want you to do is you can use this knowledge that I've shared with you today, and you can adjust your suspension for the sections of the trail or whatever you ride to help you out. For example, when I go to the Endurocross races, if I make an adjustment, if any adjustment at all, I will adjust my suspension to cater towards the section of the track that I'm really struggling with. That's gonna help me out in that section, and I'll still be okay everywhere else. So if there's a log or a rock section or anything like that on your regular trail rides, hopefully what I shared with you today, you can apply it to your riding and you can be good to go.
And Mike Brown through that rhythm section trying to put a move on, and looks like he accomplishes getting by Jeff Aaron. Mike Brown is
Aaron getting sideways.
And Colt Hager getting caught up in it.
3 wide for second.
Oh, the 7 on the inside is Redmond.
He looks down. I don't know if he missed the brake pedal or if maybe something got bent.
I think they would charge me rent for the amount of time I'd spent in this wood pit. It is so technical and loose. I think he will. He's got long legs, Jason. As we just said, long legs is what's helping the riders out tonight. Little stumble there. Guess what? The long legs help him through the wood pit. So I'm telling you, there's something about this track tonight.
The top 5 riders all go down.
He can get kicked. This track is super tough. Oh!
And other riders having problems. Remember this guy from the heat race, Mason Ottersberger, the 35. Aggressive. Awesome to have Taddy back in this series after taking last year off. Destry Abbott there in the 8, the 123. Kevin Brookstall battling it out. Tremaine can't get going. He's stuck. Graf Under can't get going either. They're trying to bulldoze their way through this section. The level that Webb and Hager have gone to in the last couple of years, and they are immediately putting distance between themselves and everyone else. The favorites like Kazusiak in the back, so these guys trying to take advantage.
Oh, they're coming to this all so tricky 5-pin section, and now more drama.
Promote all this stuff, and I didn't.
I can't believe you. Yeah.
But you know, I didn't. I could have went to Phoenix. I could have went to Vegas.
All right, here we go. The stage is set here for tonight's bracket race. That's right, one additional point towards the championship. It's myself, John Simonovich, joined alongside the undefeated vet champion here for 2017, Destry Abbott.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to be up here and being undefeated in the vet class. I'm going to give Cody Webb a hard time for that, but not the same kind of class, but I'm definitely going to hold that over him.
Hey, but same kind of track though, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're getting ready to watch Cody Webb here, Noah Keppel, and Joan Segura from Spain, who actually spent the last 10 days in Phoenix with us training. So the winner will move on. This is awesome bracket racing. This is going to be one lap, fast as you can go. Winner moves on to the next bracket.
Yeah, and then we've seen some abbreviated tracks earlier on, but these guys are actually going to be going the full distance here, Destry.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. They're going to do a start. Here we go. Gate's ready to drop. They held that gate a little bit, but Cody Webb has it inside. Look at Juan goes around the outside, but Cody in the inside is going to probably, he actually has to check up.
Yeah, I was down there on the track talking to Juan Paul Seguro, and he said, he's like, very one-line track. It's hard to actually understand him if you're talking with him, but he said one-line track, making it difficult for all these riders.
Absolutely, and then you got the two gas riders. You know, they're going to go at it. Even if they're not going to qualify, they're going to learn that track right now.
Yeah, and you know what? And we just saw how, unfortunately, we saw Cody Webb get defeated last round by Corey Graffunder. So, man, it could be a change of tide right here.
Absolutely. You know, Colton Haker, we wish he was out here. We're hoping for a speedy recovery. You know, he definitely keeps that battle alive. But Cody Webb takes that win and moves on to the next round.
That's right, next round for Cody Webb. And coming up next, this is going to be our Group B. So we're going to see the 14 machine, who finished third last year in 2016, Ty Tremaine. We'll also see the 118 of Corey Graffunder, who defeated Jess Webb a few weeks ago. And final rider, the 200, kind of a new name here in Endurocross, is Eric Roten.
Yeah, Eric's been riding really well. He's missed a few rounds. He's done the series for a little while off and on, and it's good to have him here, and this definitely be a good battle. I know Ty and Corey, and the start's so important. Of course, how that last race went is how they determine on that gate pick. So most likely the best gate pick will be on that inside gate.
Well, we saw Tremaine actually finish second in the first consolation race, and here we go. The stage is set into turn number one. Let's see who gets it.
Oh, two-stroke action there. Oh, pushed a little wide. Ty pushed and Corey's got to check up.
And unfortunately, I think that's going to do it.
No, that's definitely going to do it for him.
So we got Tremaine out front, the RPM KTM back machine. And again, this guy knows how to win. He's been on the podium the last two rounds and looking to finish out strong here in 2017.
Yeah, Ty is such a versatile rider. You know, he did the ISD this year, and just a versatile rider, and using his legs, like I always talk about, as another suspension device, pops over that, uses that rock, and takes a nice little win to move on to the next round.
Yeah, big confidence booster, especially going into that next round, as Eric Roten going to come across, and the 118, of course, of Graffunder. And then, well, yours truly, the Group C rider, and very fitting, the 120 machine of
Cooper Abbott, my son. He rode a great third place in the heat there, and you know, we have Mason Osberg, another guy on a Yamaha from Phoenix, Arizona, and then Ty Collins, who trials background, really good, has really came a long ways, and another young kid. This is actually three really young riders.
This is the youngest group I think we've seen actually in our bracket race this season.
These are probably the three youngest riders we have in the professional class. So, you know, Cooper, we've been working on starts, and let's see how this start goes. Drop that gate. There you go.
Cooper up the inside, going
Mason
wide a little bit.
There you go, that's all right.
Yep, Mason Ottersberg going to take that whole shot in the early lead
Cooper's
here.
going to check up, there you go, good job, Coop. Mason, there's three-way battle going to this matrix. Nice.
Wow, some tight racing, Destry.
Yep, they're going to go into this one. Different lines, Cooper's going to check up, maybe up.
And he does. Look at Mo Ottersberg looking good out front.
Mason checking up, making sure he's covering that inside. This rock section, really one line. That right line for sure the fastest line. Looks like right now Mason's going to be pretty well off to take that win and move on.
Yeah, good moving on, and a good run to the finish right there for Cooper Abbott. Obviously disappointed. You can see him shaking his head.
Yeah, he likes to win, like all of us do, and he likes to win, and that's the way it is. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you know, use that motivation for the main event tonight.
Yeah, and that's tough because I know these two riders ride often together, right out of Arizona. So, but hey, no better one than you'd want to see your friend go on to the next round.
Absolutely. Yeah, and this last one, the last three-way battle here, Trystan Hart from Canada, Kyle Redmond, another really well rider, and Jordan Ashburn, who it's awesome to see him come out here from the East Coast, filling in for Max Gersten on the beta ride right now.
Yeah, and that was great because we didn't really see him much last year. We saw him at a handful of races, but not at all really this year.
Right, yeah, and he's a really good rider. Tall kid, looks like that inside. Trystan really well off, staying inside, protecting that inside. Kyle Redmond trying to go a little bit tighter, checking up there. This matrix is a big one. That firewood pit isn't as tough as last round in Boise. That was a nice, both of those guys, really good job.
Yeah, both teammates actually. So the Team SRT riders going 1 and 2. So Trystan Hart and Kyle Redmond in second.
Kyle did a phenomenal job through that kind of that wagon wheel of what they're taking that left line, gambling. You know, he knows winner's going to move on, so he's going to try a different line for sure.
It doesn't look like it's going to be enough, so Trystan Hart will take this Group D transfer to our next group of riders. So Webb going through, also Tremaine, of course, Mason Ottersberg, and then Trystan Hart to transfer as well. So we will set the gate. It will be Ty Tremaine and Mason Ottersberg will be going head-to-head this next group.
Yep, and this gate, like I said, the gate drop is so important. That first corner, being able to protect that inside and get through that firewood pit with, you know, the toes up, weight back is so important.
Well, 32nd board is sideways from lovely PJ1 girls. We're going racing.
Ty had a phenomenal jump there. Look how tight he stayed. That was smart. Really good, smart riding from a young rider. Experience.
Yes, he is, and again, coming off third in 2016, and with a string of podiums here as of late, and a little bit of a different line choice there for Tremaine.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Hopping over that is a lot more difficult than you guys realize.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't doing that last night in your class, that's for sure.
John, you did awesome. This is a lot tougher. We were able to do a track walk with some friends, and they didn't realize how big these logs and rocks and how deep the sand is and the water, so it's pretty cool to take guys out there and realize it's like supercross, motocross, whatever it is. You realize how big the obstacles actually are.
How big their cojones are, really, though. Let's be real.
Absolutely.
You get a shipping container for those things, bud. Yeah. So good ride out of Tremaine as he will transfer on. Our next group of riders will be Cody Webb and the 84 of Trystan Hart, who sits number 2 in the points.
Yeah, this is actually first and second in points right here, and you know, they're both riding phenomenal. Trystan Hart's really, I don't want to say surprised me, but he's stepped it up this year and just riding confident and consistent.
Preferred gate pick for Webb up the inside, and look at him just track.
Yeah, and he stayed standing that whole time. That's a trials background right there. Look at that. Never sat down, just flawless riding from him. Popped over that. It makes things look a lot easier than they are, and I know I repeat myself, but it's just phenomenal riding.
No, and I think I equate it to it. These guys make it look like they're floating all the obstacles.
Yeah, he knows how to work the bike really well, stay loose. Doesn't even look like he's carrying through the rocks. When you watch the vet, us, the amateurs, you see us struggling, and those guys just make it look a lot easier than it is.
And Cody Webb, obviously continuing in winning fashion, will take that bracket race over Trystan Hart and will advance into our finals.
Yeah, this is going to be a great finals with Ty Tremaine and Cody Webb. I think Cody probably had the fastest lap time, so he'll get first gate pick. I believe that's how they do it, and yep, that's the way they're lining up. So if Ty gets the jump, Cody will probably push him a little wide. If Cody gets a great jump, he's going to actually check up in that first corner to make sure Ty doesn't tuck under him.
Well, when we talk about how valuable that championship point is, and especially coming into the finals, what's that going to do even for Tremaine to gain that one extra point if he happens to win?
You said it right, John. This 1 point, it probably definitely isn't as much or as important as to Cody for the reason he's already clinched his championship, but Ty Tremaine, he's still fighting for second, third, fourth place right now.
Yeah, points can go any way here as we're off and running into turn 1.
Well, they both got great starts. Ty tried to come over on a little elbow action.
I think you kind of have to, a little sense of urgency, right? You got to get it.
Look at that. Cody actually went really tight because he thought Ty was there, which he was, so that was the right thing to do. Both of them taking the same kind of lines right now, and you can't expect Cody to make too many mistakes. Oh, that was pretty sick there. A little manual over that third log.
And the thing is, these two riders have very similar riding style and were teammates at one time.
Absolutely. They know how to use their body well and stay loose on that bike.
Here we go. Cody Webb with that one additional point towards the championship, and we'll wrap up tonight's bracket race.
Give it up for Cody Webb.
Yeah, well, Destry, I want to personally thank you for allowing me to come down and enjoy the. Did I just say enjoy? Because I don't know if I really enjoyed it.
The carnage last night for the D8 training class, yeah, that was pretty awesome. And we had a good time. We had Dick Burleson. We had a lot of. Actually, Josh Hill tried it, and it was on the Alta, and you know, it made him appreciate Endurocross, and that guy's a phenomenal rider. So I know we got a lot of moto guys, Supercross, you know, Jared McNeil, I was talking to him. I talked to Jeff Emig here earlier and trying to talk Jeff into racing it next year. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, good luck, right?
Yeah, good luck. Exactly.
Don't do it, Jeff. Don't do it. Don't let him talk you into it. Again, I had the opportunity and the joy to get down on the floor with Destry and really do a one-on-one, and the feedback and the confidence that he builds in each one of these riders that joins his classes is second to none. His son, Cooper, is a phenomenal rider and puts on a clinic, literally a clinic. And I really want to thank you, Destry, for doing that all season long and helping support and grow this wonderful series that we have here.
No, it's my honor, and thank you guys for supporting us. It's a great series, and I can't wait to see it keep growing.
Hey, how about you guys give a round of applause here to the vet champ, Destry Abbott.
Thank you.
All right, we'll send it on down to the podium for a word with Cody Webb.
Thanks, John. Well, Cody, you and Ty Tremaine had a great battle out there, and I saw you guys pull over and congratulate each other. What did you guys say to each one?
Oh, you know, I just know he's really coming after me right now, and I want to protect that inside because I got past Segura there. So, you know, I never know what they're going to do, but Ty's been riding really good lately. Same with Trystan, Hart, Kyle, and Corey. So I'm just doing everything I can, and I just told him I wheelied through those rollers because, I don't know, I was looking for something different instead of doubling it every time. So hopefully it looked cool. I don't know. It felt all right.
Well, Cody Webb, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks you. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. We still got plenty of stuff, good racing action to come.
Thank you. John, back to you.
Thank you, Lorette, as we get ready to set the stage here for Amateur Open B-Main. All right, so line up in the gate right now. We will see the 881 machine of Evan Fitcher out of Surprise, Arizona. Alongside him, the 356 of Jared Proser, the 321V of Eric Shetler, and Clayton Rayonda aboard the 280 machine. And riding the 260 Honda machine out of Ramona, California, will go to Matthew Maple. Also 247 of Jeremy Morose, Kyle Hutchinson, Dan Hawakawa doing triple duty here tonight. And also we're gonna see the 77 of Michael Spays, the 55 of James Flynn out of Gilbert, Arizona, and the 18 of Kyle Heimer. And rounding out tonight's field for the Amateur Open B-Main, Bo Law out of Phoenix, Arizona. That'll be a roundup here for the Amateur Open B-Main event. All right, so the signal down on the starting line. The 30-second board is raised courtesy of the lovely PJ1 girls. Once the board goes sideways anywhere between 15 seconds, we will see that gate drop for the Amateur Open B-Main event. Oh, a couple riders coming together. It looks like it's going to be Quinn Wenzel going down. But out in front, how about it, Mr. 10-time Jeff Aaron leading the way. And certainly cannot discount that second place rider, the 324 of Gary Sutherland. So Sutherland looking to do some battle here with Jeff Aaron. Up and over the water pit. So it's the 492 running in third. So the matrix getting broken up here, as you can see. Oh, the 987 unfortunately getting hung up there in the matrix just as I speak on it. But a great ride here Going for your leader, the number 4 of Jeff Aaron, the Gas Factory Machine. But check out Sutherland. We haven't seen him all season long. Comes off of wrapping multiple championships in the Work Series as well as the Western Hare and Hound Series. And doing some battle now in tonight's Amateur Open B main event. Here we go, approaching the finish line now is Jeff Aaron. So again, only 2 riders will transfer directly out of this race into tonight's main event, the Super Endurocross main event, the final race of the evening. So currently it looks like it's going to be the number 4 of Jeff Aaron and the 324 of Gary Sutherland. So final lap for your leader, the Red Bull Gas back machine of Jeff Aaron out in front. So Aaron coming into some lap traffic in the way of the 5 Quinn Wenzel. But riding a consistent race is Gary Sutherland. Again, only 2 riders will transfer directly out of tonight's LCQ. And your winner comes across Jeff Aaron, followed in by Gary Sutherland in second. McCarthy in third, Scheinmeister in the 4th spot, and rounding out our top 5 will be Spencer Wilton, the 926 machine. Wow, some great racing right there in the Amateur B main event, and a big win for Jeff Aaron as he transferred directly into tonight's main event alongside Gary Sutherland, the newbie so to speak, as again, coming off of multiple championships already here in 2017, and now trying his hand right here at Endurocross in Ontario. So great to have him down here, as it looks like a little bit of track maintenance going on at the moment. So just trying to fix out the main line here through the matrix, one of the more difficult portions of the track, obviously, that we've seen throughout the evening and will continue to see as the racing continues on. Obviously, we want to thank all of our wonderful friends and family for coming out here and enjoying tonight's racing action at the AMA Endurocross series, brought to you by PJ1 and Moose Racing.
Since 1973, FMN has been about getting more on riding motorcycles. More power, more wins, more fun. For 31 years, we've been rolling up our sleeves, building our factory, engineering and manufacturing world's
Racetech Engine Services. Building a high-quality engine requires a combination of state-of-the-art equipment and experienced, knowledgeable technicians. Racetech provides quality, precision engine services using the best equipment and processes in the championship industry. The staff at Racetech has over 65 years of championship-winning engine building and tuning experience, formally educated, and the world's most renowned engineers. Find your next hole shot at racetech.com. District 37 Pro Invitational. All right, Chris, here into turn number 1. Our Pro Invitational out on the track now for the District 37 race.
Desert MC, it's Trevor Hunter. He stalls it. And who's this in the lead? Brad Goolsby. Brad Goolsby back out of the working mode. He used to be a local pro, doing really good. And here he is leading the Pro Invitational right now.
Yeah, Goolsby, one of the bigger guys, so going to be able to throw it around a little bit, throw some elbows in there, huh, Chris?
Oh, Brad's a big boy. His brother works for Aftermath KTM. Does a really good job wrenching all sorts of bikes. Ryan Smith coming up on the Goolsby now. Smith out of Desert MC in Pinion Hills, California. Diving on the inside, Trevor Hunter.
Jordan Gambo, is that Gambo?
And Gamboa goes back down again. So Jordan Gamboa coming up on him. On Brad Goolsby now for the lead. Tightened it up a little bit. Brad took a good 4 years of hiatus from racing to go to college. He's got his master's in engineering, works for the Navy now. But Jordan Gamboa, one of our top amateurs, a couple of races ago, took the top podium.
Wow, high-speed get-off there for what looks to be the number 1 of Ryan Smith. So Smith going down, and a lot of carnage now here in the Rocky Mountain ATV MC Rock Garden.
Now coming into the mix is James Clark from Dirt Diggers MC on the 3. He's one of the top District 37 amateurs right now.
Yeah, you can tell the chaos going on right now, the chaos that is Endurocross.
Now heading toward the Matrix, the 921 Travis Damon from Lake Havasu City, Arizona. As he gets by Trevor Hunter, and Travis goes down. Now here comes Preston Campbell, son of Johnny Campbell, as he exits the Matrix. Preston Campbell and Travis Damon going at it as they head toward the rod pile. Damon in the command position on that. Looks back, he sees Campbell all over the back side of him. And look at this pileup coming out of the Matrix, John.
Yeah, great riding right here among these riders. The number 3, the 237. Oh, and the 224 going down a little bit here through the wagon wheel. So a lot of chaos that we're seeing right here, Chris. And you said it, a lot of these guys have their 9 to 5s that they work Monday through Friday, and they come out here, hey, and they bang elbows with one another.
Well, Preston Campbell's a regular JCR rider on the 304s. He goes through the woodpile right now. Look at Travis Damon, though. Great performance by the 921.
Yeah, so some familiar names here, struggling, unfortunately, through the Matrix. So just a few short laps left to go here for the District 37 Pro Invitational main event.
Brad Goolsby's still in command as he's coming up on the lap on Preston Campbell, who's now heading to the rock pile.
Yeah, Goolsby's been putting in a great ride right now. Very consistent, very easy to get off track, lose your mind, set your focus. But Goolsberg, man, he's putting in a great ride right now.
Not only is Brad a very talented technical rider, very strong individual too, as he's coming up on the back bumper of Preston Campbell to lap him.
Yeah, I have a feeling he could probably kick that bike up and carry it over his shoulder, no problem around this track.
No doubt. Nick Stover on the 281 as he crosses the finish line, have a good battle going on with Jordan Gamboa as they're both going through the woodpile.
Yeah, and one of the hardest part especially is coming up on some of the lap riders here, because a lot of them don't know that they're coming into some lap traffic, and so unfortunately it's a very one-line track and could lead to some chaos or carnage.
Now going through the Matrix is Maverick Shuey, also at the Desert MC camp on the X4.
Yeah, great inclusion here to have the District 37, a number of great riders coming out here and allowing us to grow this race actually in itself. So here we go, Goolsberg now on the white flag, 1 lap left to go, Chris.
Great job by Brad Goolsby, still second. Coming up, Jordan Gamboa with a great battle going on with the 224, followed by Nick Stover on the 281. Now Nick Stover on a TM motorcycle, the only TM in the field, going through the woodpile.
Yeah, you guys can see the spotlight on our leader now. And still some great battling. Again, the carnage is coming right through here, through the Matrix. And not only that, you're coming out of the logs, which is even hard as it is, and then you come right into the Matrix.
Now coming up on the other side of the scoring tower, Travis Damon on the 921 trying to reel in on Nick Stover.
Well, here comes Goolsby, gonna take that checkered flag and the win for the District 37 Pro Invitational. Put your hands together for the 886 of Brad Goolsby.
Coming in second, Ryan Kudla. Now Ryan Kudla is Ryan Smith.
Well, Chris, it looks like it's going to be Goolsby, Gambo, and Damon in your top 3 that are going to visit down on the podium with Lorette here in just a few moments.
Now this is another visit to the podium for Jordan Gamboa coming out of the Prospectors camp.
Yeah, big exciting racing here from the District 37 group. We appreciate everybody in the house from all their respective groups coming out here and enjoying some racing here right in Ontario.
I'm asking each and every one of you District 37 racers and family members, tag in, let everybody know any social media you might be involved with. Let them know you're right here at Ontario Citizens Bank Arena. With that, hey, thank you, John and Leanne, for letting me join you guys for this District 37 bout. We hope to be able to do this for next year.
All right, so some great racing. We want to thank all of our District 37 riders for coming out here and joining round number 7 of the AMA Endurocross Series as we get ready to send it on down to the podium for a word with our winners.
Brad Goolsby takes the win tonight, but he said it's really difficult, especially when you haven't raced this in 2 years. So how were you able to meet your expectations coming out here after not racing for 2 years?
Well, I think, it's only 7 laps, so you just got to make it through. But it was tough. These guys were going pretty good and pushed me hard, so happy to come away with the win.
And I know you must have a team out here supporting you. Who do you want to thank?
Yeah, my wife, my parents, my mechanic, Mitch, shout out to you. All my sponsors, AXO, Maxis, Maxima, Precision Concepts, and I'd like to give a shout out to all the Big Six guys for making this happen. They run a good series, and if you haven't been out to one, let's get out to one.
Okay, well, I'm going to get out of the way, and this is our District 37 Big Six Invitational. In third place, Travis Damon. In second, you saw him on the podium earlier, Jordan Gamboa. And your winner, Brad Goolsby. Nice work, gentlemen. John, back to you.
The women's main event is sponsored by Rocky Mountain ATVFC.
Well, there it is, the women's main event, the women of AMA Endurocross, and I'll be joined alongside Colton Haker to call tonight's racing action. Colton, welcome to the booth.
Yeah, thanks, John. It's awesome to be out here calling the race. If I'm out there racing, I might as well be up here mouthing off.
Hey, well, we know that normally you'd be out here, obviously, getting ready for tonight's main event. It couldn't, unfortunately, happen here this evening, but nonetheless, great to have you up here, and can't wait to hear you call some racing with me. All right, so down on the starting line right now, the 496 Casey Martinez, right alongside her, the 360 of Tatum Harris out of Sequam, Washington. And the 68, Tara Geiger, coming off of a big win in Idaho just a few short weeks ago. Alongside her will be the number 31 of Morgan Tankey out of Riverside, California. And your 2016 champion, put your hands together for Shelby Turner. So that's the rundown here for tonight's women's main event. What are you expecting to see here? Again, championship on the line, you know something about.
Yeah, Shelby Turner's been super, doing really well this year, riding super good. Let's see who gets the start. It's going to come down to that.
Oh, Casey Martinez.
Yeah, on the 150.
Yeah, looking good aboard that 150, and that's really a spec-built bike, from what I understand.
Yeah, I think it's really special made from the factory, and I'd love to go out and take it for a rip, that's for sure. Shelby Turner with the lead now.
And, I think it's to be expected, right? She's wearing that #1 plate. And how heavy is that plate here, especially at the end of the season, to do well for sponsors and friends and family that are here in the building?
Well, regardless of what number you have on your bike, you're always going to try to do your best. Try to put that out of your mind as best as possible, and Shelby's doing a good job of that right now.
Yeah, she sure is, coming through the rock garden. Followed in by Casey Martinez in second. In the 68, Tara Geiger, man, she knows the way around a track. If it's motocross or endurocross, she certainly knows how to do it.
Yeah, she's hanging in there for sure. It's going to be a good race. I think it's going to come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes. It's awesome the women are jumping the finish line double there.
Yeah, we were talking about it earlier, and I had the chance to do the track last night with Destry's training, and I never realized how tough it is. And from sitting up here, and I was humbled very quickly on how tough and difficult these tracks are.
For sure, being down there racing it is a lot different than being in the stands. And these girls are really improved a lot. They're racing the tracks. As you can tell, they're not making a ton of mistakes, and it's a full-on race right now. They're racing by the milliseconds.
How important is it to have that training during the week and actually have a course that you can ride on?
That was huge for my career. I didn't have anywhere really to practice endurocross for the first couple of years, and then after that I got my own track, my own property, and that really made a difference for myself. So I know these girls have their own tracks. Look, little Tara and Casey getting into it a little bit there, Tara going down, but...
Yeah, unfortunately, Tara receiving the short end of the stick right there, going down in the matrix as, again, your leader, Shelby Turner, out in front. And Shelby is on the cusp right now of taking home this championship for 2017. And with that comes payday, baby.
That's our second one in a row, I think.
Yeah, second one in a row here for Shelby Turner. And you see, that's a big #1 plate.
Yeah, and Shelby's from Canada, I think BC, Canada.
And I think that even looking back, and yes, to your point, she actually travels back and forth like weekly as she is a paramedic in Canada and comes out here and does her thing. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, I didn't know that Shelby was a paramedic, but I guess if she had any kind of crash or staph infection like I had, she could have diagnosed herself.
Dude, she could have helped you probably. Dude, you wouldn't even have to go to the doctors. Right here, trackside.
I should have just gave her a call.
You should have. So Shelby Turner again on her way to a championship right here. So sitting in second is Casey Martinez, the FMF Red Bull factory KTM machine. And then right behind her will be the JCR Red Bull machine of Tara Geiger running in third. So white flag is out, 1 lap left to go for Shelby Turner. And unfortunate news the few short weeks ago is just before the main event, her bike actually got run over by one of the tractors that we had and bent it up. She wasn't even able to ride her own bike. She had to get on an alternate bike and still managed to get on the podium. On how hard is that to ride somebody else's bike setup? And obviously it was a man's bike.
Yeah, you win the championship on your bad days, and that was a win for Shelby Turner with her bike getting run over by the tractor before the main event, and then coming out there and still get on the podium. Definitely put herself in a position to be up there and win tonight and take this championship.
Yeah, you're right, and it looks like she's going to have it on lock. Ontario, how about you make some noise?
Yeah, Shelby Turner, way to go! Throw a big whip
for your unofficial champion in 2017, Shelby Turner. So the battle continues on. Here comes Casey Martinez crossing in second, followed in by the 68 machine of Tara Geiger in third. So that's going to do it here for tonight's Women of AMA Endurocross main event. Wow, some great racing here from the women of AMA Endurocross, as it looks like Lorette has our winner down on the podium now.
The women down here talking about the track, and Shelby Turner was just talking about this wood pile and how it was affecting her during the race. So if you wouldn't mind explaining that to everyone.
Well, yeah, you drop into the woods pit and there's a lot of big logs in there, and you're trying to decide which line you want to take before you actually get into the wood pit. But it's challenging because you're not sure where those logs ended up, and every time you go through it, it's forever changing. So that was a really tough section. It was just trying to keep on the pegs and get through it every single lap.
Unbelievable job. And Shelby Turner, your second championship in a row. What was it about your program that you changed, that you made sure that you were so consistent all year long?
Yeah, just practice, practice, practice. I went into this year wanting to defend my title, and I knew it would be hard. These girls are fast, and every single weekend it's a different track. You never know what you're coming into. You have to be able to adjust and get going. So I'm super excited to have the #1 plate going into next year.
All right, now don't go anywhere, because we are going to celebrate the women's podium, and then we are going to give you your #1 plate. So, ladies, hold those trophies up high for the women's Endurocross class. In third place, Tara Geiger. In second, Casey Martinez. And your winner, Shelby Turner. Unbelievable job. And Eric, if we can please present Shelby Turner with the #1 plate.
So, on behalf of the AMA, as the AMA Off-Road Racing Manager, I would like to present you with the AMA #1 National Championship for the Women's Endurocross class. Congratulations.
Thank you. Just like to thank all my sponsors, A&E Racing, KTM Canada, FXR, Alpenstar, Oakley, Arai Helmets, Tire Balls, Rhino Power, and everybody who came out to support me. Thank you.
Eric, thank you so much. Congratulations to our champion, 2 years in a row. Give it up for Shelby Turner. John.
Wow, what an accomplishment. 2 years in a row. Pretty insane as we get ready to set the stage here. All right, Cody, as we get ready to set the stage right near Colton, it's going to be insane. I know you're certainly wishing you were down there on the floor right now. What does it mean to you to stand up here and unfortunately not be able to race after so many consecutive years of racing Endurocross?
Yeah, I was just checking that out, and the last time I missed an Endurocross race was 2008 at the final, so it's been almost 10 years.
Yeah, pretty insane and unfortunate. As down the line right now, the 324 of Gary Sutherland aboard that Yamaha. The number 4, District 10 time, Jeff Aaron. And right alongside him will be the 27 of Wild Wally Palmer. The number 80 of Juan Seguro. On the line now, along him will be the 200 of Eric Roten. Also, we're going to see the number 16 machine of Ty Collins, the Beta USA factory machine, and the 4X of Jordan Ashburn. The 696 of Noah Keppel. The 118 machine of Corey Graffunder, the 35 of Mason Ottersberg, the 7 of Kyle Redmond. Alongside him, currently sits second in the championship points, the 84 of Trystan Hart, the 120 of Cooper Abbott, the 14 of Ty Tremaine, and running out the field tonight will be the number 2, the KTM factory effort of Cody Webb. So the only one rider that actually dethroned him all season long joining me up here. And yeah, very somber moment, I know that. But obviously a true champion in Cody Webb, and I know you can certainly speak to that.
Yeah, you know, Cody and I have ridden together for a lot of years, and he's obviously, this will be his 3rd championship in Endurocross, which is awesome. Only one more championships than that is Taddy, and we all know that he was winner, you know, the king of Endurocross. So.
Wow, such a dominant figure, right, for many years.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I can't wait to get back out there and compete with him, though.
Yeah, no, if you guys don't follow this guy, what's your Instagram handle? Let him know.
Yeah, just Cold Baker, but what's about the skates about to drop right now?
Here we go, tonight's final main event off and running. So Cody Webb in familiar fashion out in front, followed in by Ty Tremaine, Mason Ottersberg in 3rd, and the number 7 machine of Kyle Redmond, someone you know very well.
Yeah, Kyle and I train a lot together. I expect him to be up on the podium tonight.
Yeah, has been unfortunately not on the podium all season long. You think he can put it together now?
For sure, you know, Kyle's been riding.
Oh!
Oh, I can't believe that just happened.
So unfamiliar crash right there.
Now. Cody back to 6th or so. This should make it a little more exciting.
Yeah, what does this do? This kind of opens it up, right?
A little bit, you know, still a lot of racing left, but Jermaine's been riding awesome tonight. Kyle as well has been riding good all year. With a new line there, triple through.
Yeah, triple through, I saw that. What's the consensus? It's a little bit of a shorter track than what we're used to seeing. What's that going to do for these riders?
It's just going to put the heat on them to make sure that they get out there and don't make any extra mistakes and put themselves in bad positions. So that's probably what made Cody get the fall there, is just, you know, being out front and not wanting to make that error.
Yeah, what about the track? The track is definitely going to have to be breaking down, I'm sure, over the course of this main event.
The track's getting slippery. They got some new dirt here in Ontario. It's pretty soft, making a lot of ruts. Mason Ottersberg into the no-joke lane, rode through it pretty clean. Yeah, so Mason Ottersberg, actually the first rider to execute the no-joke lane here in the main event, followed in by Juan Paul Seguro. Also, here comes the 324 of Sutherland, also completing the no-joke lane. Ty Tremaine's running a nice pace out front right now. Kyle Redmond right there behind him. Cody's closing the gap. It's a close race for the top 4.
Yeah, very unfamiliar. You never used to really seeing him on the ground. But, oh, another mistake there, unfortunately, for Cody Webb coming into the water pit. Well, what are your thoughts on the track, the layout here tonight in Ontario?
It's pretty consistent with what we see normally, logs and rocks. It's cool though. We got fast sections with some technical stuff. Obviously enough to catch people out, like the no joke lane right now. It's got a few stuck riders.
Yeah, that makes it a little bit difficult, especially for the 27 of Wild Wally Palmer, as he actually had to kind of let up. Oh, right in front of Cody Webb is Wild Wally Palmer.
Cody's off the track. Back on the track, he's all good.
Yeah, so Cody making, unfortunately, some mistakes here early on.
Tremaine's riding really well. Kyle is also in the zone right now. We got some carnage in the no joke lane as we expected. Definitely don't want to take that if you're one of the leaders.
Yeah, I'd love to get your thoughts on the no joke lane here in 2017. Obviously something new. What were your thoughts, especially coming in early through the season?
The no joke lane for the races that I raced, not too difficult, but they really stepped it up in the last 2 rounds. They made the sections a lot more difficult, and getting through that is super important.
What is it going to do, especially with some of that moisture there before the rocks? That's got to make it tough.
Oh yeah, that's why we're seeing everyone get stuck in there right now. It's not easy at all.
So the 2 teammates battling it out, Jeff Aaron and Noah Keppel.
Oh! 2 guys down together.
It looks like Ashburn, unfortunately, and Trystan Hart, who currently sits second in the points, down on the ground. This could very well put him back a few positions.
Cody Webb has moved his way to
yeah, it looks like
on Kyle.
Yeah, Cody making the move right there on Redmond. And look at who's out in front, though. Ty Tremaine looking smooth. So Tremaine, Webb, Redmond have yet to take the no joke lane. Here we go. Just as we speak on it, here comes Tremaine into the no joke lane.
Riding it pretty dang smooth. Got through it really clean.
Yeah,
not to 3rd place, but didn't lose a lot of time there. It's really going to come down to who gets through that no joke lane later in the race here. If Tremaine can put together a couple solid laps, keep himself in contention with Redmond and Webb, we can see him take this main event win.
Yeah, I know your strategy a lot of the season was wait till very in, kind of give yourself that little bit of gap. What do you think it's going to take for Webb, you know, especially a lot of hard competition right now?
Cody tended to take it earlier in the race when him and I were racing with each other. I like to take it later just because I like to race the track as fast as I possibly can and deal with it at the end. But we'll see here. If you're in the lead, I feel like you should just wait and take it later, because if you take it too early, you can really put yourself in a position to battle with someone. And yeah, I think Cody will wait till later in the race, maybe the last lap.
Yeah, not a bad idea. And obviously coming from a past champion who certainly knows the way around an Endurocross track is Colton Haker, as Webb still in the lead, followed in by Redmond. And here comes Tremaine, looking good here in that 3rd spot. Again, Tremaine has already done the no joke lane. Webb has not, and neither has Kyle Redmond, who currently sits in 2nd. So the rundown will look like this: Webb, Redmond, Tremaine, Graffunder in 4th. Followed in by Trystan Hart in your top 5. So Hart kind of damage control right now, huh? Sitting in 5th. And really the battle between him and Tremaine for the final championship points.
I'm not sure exactly the difference in points between Trystan and Tremaine, but with Tremaine near the front, now in 2nd place, I'm sure the points are close.
Yeah, is there a sense of urgency, you think, for Hart? And what are you getting down on the pit board, do you think?
You know, Trystan knows what he needs to do. He needs to get out there and make up positions, make up time. That's all he can do.
So as our leader steadily starts to separate himself between your 2nd place rider of Kyle Redmond. Oh, actually, so Redmond actually succumbing here to the 14 machine of Ty Tremaine, who now sits in second.
Trystan's in the no-joke lane now. He gets hung up. He's not got over it. And Cody's coming into it now.
This could be really bad right now.
Oh, he gets out of the way for Cody.
Trystan,
though.
oh. Yeah, that's got to be really difficult, especially with that moisture on that log, man. I saw these guys kind of slipping and sliding. How do you even train for that? Is that something you guys train for at home at your own tracks, like watering the track?
Yeah, you know, my track, I have a sprinkler system, and it waters everything. The firewood, the rocks, the matrix, everything gets really slippery. So I'm constantly training on slippery conditions here in Southern California without the much rain.
Yeah, if it's not hot, he's got the water, he got the sprinkler system. You just call in before and turn it on? How do you do that?
I just got a little button on my phone, you know, I just get out there, start my coffee, press the button. Track's all watered for me, all bitching.
CH phone home.
Yeah. Cody's in the lead here. He's taking the no-joke lane. Tremaine's taking the no-joke lane. He's in second, and Kyle has yet to take it in third. If Kyle doesn't have a clean lap here, he doesn't get through the no-joke lane, well, we might see Graffunder take third.
Well, one lap left to go. Only a couple corners here for your leader, Cody Webb. So the FMF Red Bull KTM factory effort to the finish line. Put your hands together for your winner and 2017 champion, Cody Webb.
And we got Kyle here. He's still got to take the no-joke lane, I believe. Yep, he's going for it in the last lap. I wonder if Corey's taking the no-joke lane or not. Corey has, apparently.
Oh, so it looks like Graffunder might be taking that spot as, unfortunately, Redmond going down.
I'm not sure if I saw Corey take the no-joke lane, however.
So it looks like it will be Webb, Tremaine, and Graffunder, your top three to round out tonight's main event, and a little showmanship here out of Cody Webb. Put your hands together, Ontario.
Congrats to Cody. He's had an awesome season. 6 wins out of 7 rounds is pretty incredible. Wish I could have been there all year to challenge him a little bit more, but we'll be back next year, no doubt.
Hey, well, it's obviously you came out swinging with round number 1 in Las Vegas and taking home that early win in this season, and unfortunately succumbing to some injury. Obviously not the season you were wanting, but what a great opportunity to thank some of your sponsors.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Husqvarna and Rockstar Energy Drink has been behind me forever, but tonight's Cody's night. There's his 3rd championship, and congrats to him. You know, he's a really great competitor.
Hey, spoken like a true champion yourself, and we appreciate you coming up here and joining us, Colton, and we look to see you in 2018.
Appreciate it. Thanks for everybody coming out tonight. Hope the show was good, and we'll see you next year.
Check him out, Colton Haker. He's a vlogger. All right, so we're going to get ready and send it on down to the podium here very shortly. Of course, we want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors, friends, and family who come out here to make this happen for us. We certainly couldn't do it without you guys. And of course, all of our local sponsors, Law Tigers, and of course, Race Tech. Thank you guys so much. Do you want factory level, championship proven suspension? Race Tech Gold Valves improves flow, providing a plush feel with drastically increased bottoming resistance. Join the family of RT Rippers at racetech.com and expect to be impressed. Racetech.com. All right, it looks like the awards ceremony going down on the podium now. How about we send it on down to Lorette for a word with our winners.
Thank you so much. And before I get to Cody Webb, I want to send out a reminder on Saturday, December 2nd, the 5th annual Kurt Caselli Rye Day will be happening at Glen Helen. So gates open at 8 a.m. Tracks are open from 9 to 4. Again, December 2nd, this is the 5th annual Kurt Caselli Ride Day. All are welcome. We would love to have you out there. So with that, let me start with our 3rd place finisher, Corey Graffunder putting in an amazing ride at the end. Man, you just grabbed that third place. You were not gonna give up.
Yeah, it's been a horrible night to say the least. Practice was okay. The first race was really bad. The bracket was bad, but none of that matters when you ride good in the main. I got a great start and was in fourth pretty much the whole race. I had no idea actually that I was close enough to Kyle or that he hadn't taken the Joker lane yet. So when I came around on the last lap and I saw him going up and over those the rocks, I was like, oh my God, that's third. Let's do this. And just went for it and got it.
Unbelievable job. And you have been working so hard all year, and you had a badly broken thumb. And Corey, to be able to come back from that and land on the podium, how do you keep this momentum moving forward for next year?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. The season wasn't ideal, but the momentum is there now, the speed is there now, and I'm just not going to stop. I have a couple extreme races coming up over the winter, and as soon as I can, I'm going to get back at Endurocross and look out 2018.
Good luck in the extreme races. Who are your support team members out here?
Definitely Craig and the whole SRT crew, Guy, Lauren for coming out, and all the rest of my sponsors, 509, O'Neill, CD, Shoei, TBT Suspension, Recluse, Flex Handlebars, Amy, Seahorn Extreme Skid Plates, Motul, and anyone else if I forgot you. Thank you.
Corey Graffunder, congratulations on finishing third. Now, Ty Tremaine just maybe put in the ride of your life. Unbelievable job. We saw you leading. You were a little bit frustrated in Boise. I'm glad to see that you refocused and put it all on the line out here. Are you happy with your performance?
Yeah, I'm really happy. I think I've been struggling at the beginning of the year. We had some issues. Came back strong, and I've just been struggling to get starts. And my dad and I have been out practicing starts, and I finally put it together. Was able to get out front early, and I just set my eyes ahead. I knew Cody was behind me, and I just tried to ride mistake-free and give 100% the whole time.
Unbelievable job, and I know that you have a really amazing crew supporting you, so give a shout out to them.
First of all, my family, mom, dad, little brother, my girlfriend's out here, my mechanic, Troy, Angie, my trainer, those are like my people, you know, that's my group every day of the week. And then the whole RPM, FMF, KTM, Maxxis team, Climb, Just One Helmets, Maxxis tires, just everybody who's out here supporting us, the crowd for coming out. Yeah, and I'm excited for next year.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Ty Tremaine and second. Now, Cody, Webb, we have a lot of hardware up here, but I have to ask you what happened off the start. You had to work so hard for this win.
Yeah, it was tough. Ty got a great jump and drifted wide, and I just flat tracked to the inside, and right off the bat, I screwed up the matrix with the log missing, didn't get to jump in the next thing, and I think that got to my head, and I got to the corner on the first lap, and the track worker was still like in the middle of the track putting the tire out. So I think mentally I just got all messed up and tumbled good in the rocks, got the forks all twisted, and you know, it was a good battle. I just kept pushing really hard and knew it was a long race, and you know, when Ty took the Joker lane, I was able to get by, and just from there, I knew I had to put a gap. I didn't take the Joker lane yet, so luckily I had 2 laps to go and took it and was able to get the win, but I had to really earn that one. That was tough, but you know, it was great. You guys got a great main event and a lot of action tonight for sure.
Absolutely, and you just came flying through that wood pile. It was amazing to watch. Just want to put it out there. Cody, who do you want to thank?
You know, it's been an amazing season with the FMF KTM Red Bull Racing Team. I'm so glad that they saw whatever I had in me and were able to put this championship together this year. And, you know, it's unfortunate with Colton being out, but, you know, it's still a great, hard-fought championship. And, you know, obviously my family coming down, doing everything for me, my fiance, and, you know, back home, Motodoc, Seabass, and Angie trying to keep me all tuned up for the races. Bell Power Sports giving me this sweet lid to put on the fireplace mantle. So it's been an incredible year, and I'm so happy to share it with everyone.
That's amazing. And with that, Eric Kudla, nope. Okay, let's do the podium first. Don't you worry, guys. In third place, Corey Graffunder. In second, Ty Tremaine. And, and your winner, #1, Cody Webb. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. T Webb. All right, so now I'm going to scoot right in here. Ty, don't go too far. Eric Kudla, once again.
All right, so once again this year, I get to do this a couple times with you. So on behalf of the AMA, as the AMA Off-Road Racing Manager, I would like to present you, Cody Webb, with the #1 Super Endurocross Championship plate. Congratulations.
And we have our junior Endurocross champion. Now this is the championship that is for riders that are 21 and under. Ladies and gentlemen, Trystan Hart. Trystan, what a journey this year has been for you. You have been putting in so much time and so much effort. So, the junior championship, does that mean that pro championship is right there on the horizon for you?
Yeah, I would like to think so, but tonight didn't go as planned, that's for sure. I had a lot more in the tank, that's for sure, and this race has never served me very good, so I had a lot of nerves coming in, and I'm pretty happy because I thought I lost it there.
That's an amazing job. So trying to get those nerves back together, putting your race together, I think you should be really proud. Who would you like to give a shout out to?
My dad, my mom, my whole family, my friends. I wouldn't be here without them, especially my dad. He's done so much work and he's given everything so I can be here. And of course, SRT, Motul, Kenda, A&E, FRS suspension, O'Neill, Shoei, 509 goggles, Kenda, and everyone for supporting me.
Unbelievable job. Ladies and gentlemen, Trystan Hart is your Endurocross Junior Champion. Unbelievable job. Great job, Trystan. All right, we got champagne and a #1 plate for Trystan Hart.
One final time of the night. So on behalf of the AMA, as the AMA Off-Road Racing Manager, I'd like to present you, Trystan Hart, with the Junior Super Endurocross Championship #1 plate. Congratulations. There you go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up an amazing 2017 Endurocross season. Congratulations to all of our winners, all of our podium finishers, and all of our champions in the 2017 season. For the entire Endurocross crew, for John Simonovich, I'm Lorette Nickel. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next year.